Valley Club, we're doing it again. We're ranking every single team in Marvel Strike Force from best to worst. Which teams are the best of the best teams that you should be building right now, and which teams are total trash that you should be avoiding. In this video, we have the updated version of the best team tier list, and if you're ready to count these teams down with me, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button, and let's go smash it! And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin, hope you're having a great day. This video, we're gonna do it again. We're ranking every single team in Marvel Strike Force from best to worst, so that you should not invest in the trashy teams and only invest in the best of the best teams. But before we get to this countdown, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We put up at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually we put up more. We have question and answer videos, news videos, we have countdown videos like this, everything help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But let's talk about who this list is for. And I would say it's more for mid-game players and end-game players. Now this list does assume that you already have a lot of the legendaries, if not all the legendaries unlocked, at least up to Green Goblin Classic. We're not gonna give extra points for a team because it unlocks a legendary character or a flash event or something like that. So for example, Old Man Logan is the next legendary. Cabal and Out of Time, they're going to be rated right now on their value in the game right now, and not necessarily what you need them for, like a legendary unlock or something. But let's start this list off with A4s, and they are still very, very good in war. They counter teams like Infinity Watch, Heroes for Hire, Pegasus, and for that, I'd say they're a good team to have. They're going to give you a lot of value in war, but not a lot of value outside of war. AIM is a total trash team, have not been reworked in a while, and it's not going to give you a lot of value. The Asgardians, I would say they're extremely niche. They're countered very easily by the Eternals, and people are using this more and more on war defense with Dormammu, but outside of that, I don't see this team used very much. So very, very limited use right now for the Asgardians. The Astonishing X-Men, Jubilee did get a rework, but unfortunately this team as a whole is pure trash right now. Bifrost is one of the raid teams that you need right now, and currently are pretty good in Room 2 of Cosmic Crucible. So Bifrost super important, at least until we get a new raid or a new Mystic team comes out. Bifrost is the Mystic solution for the raids. The Bionic Avengers are very old and have not been reworked in a while. They're a trash. Black Order is an extremely niche team. They did get a rework over the past 6 months or so for war, and they're pretty good in war. They're pretty good in Cosmic Crucible, but I would say right now your resources are better spent other places because Black Order is pretty niche at this point. The Brotherhood is a trash team. Cabal is a brand new team, very, very good in Cosmic Crucible. They're okay in war, and they're gonna be needed for Old Man Logan, but yeah, their value alone in Cosmic Crucible makes them super, super important. The Dark Hunters, this one was a tough one to rate. They still do counter the Heroes for Hire, and you still see Heroes for Hire in defense in war right now. That's pretty much all you're going to use the Dark Hunters for right now, is countering certain teams in war. They have a very, very limited, extremely niche value, and that's pretty much all they are used for right now. Darkhold is a very, very good team to have. They did lose a little bit of the value from the last time we did this list. They were used a little more offensively. They're still used a lot in defense in Cosmic Crucible and war, but not really used in other places. Morgan Le Fay still has value, but the team as a whole is a good team to have right now. The Death Seed is a extremely niche team at this point. Yes, you need them for Apocalypse Unlocked, but after that, I don't think you need to build them at all. Archangel does have a little bit of value, but the rest of the team, you don't need to build them. Eternals, I would say they are a super important team. Icarus, Cersei, they're still very, very good characters. They counter very specific teams in war, and they're used against a bunch of teams in Cosmic Crucible. And Beta Ray Bill on his first run in Dark Dimension 7 to unlock Mephisto did use both of these Eternals. They are very, very important still in the meta. Fantastic Four is a total trash team and have been for a while. Gamma Team is a good team to have. They're still very, very important in war, but outside of war, I say they lose a lot of value. Not really used in Cosmic Crucible, and even in war, they're starting to make more of a hybrid team rather than the full Gamma team. So I would say at this point, you already have Apocalypse unlocked. Gamma is just a good team to have. Guardians are trash. Hand is trash. Heroes for Hire is almost trash, but I still see them pretty much in every single war. So I would say just for their value in war defense and maybe some plug and play value for Shang-Chi, they are an extremely niche team to have. You can start to use the defenders in those nodes in the Greek raids. All right, the Hive Mind team is one of the best teams in the game right now. Void Knight is great. Hive Mind is needed in the raids. They're great in Cosmic Crucible. They're great in war. Build a Hive Mind. They're very good. Hydra is a trash team right now. We do have a little plug and play value that did get back for Zemo, but as a whole, Hydra is a trash team. Infestation is a really, really good war defense team, but there are more and more counters to the Infestation. So they're actually a niche team right now. Big Time has more value than the rest of the team, but Big Time alone doesn't bring this team up too much. Infinity Watch is a good team to have, man. This is the cockroaches of Marvel Strike Force that will never die because of their safeguard, their immunity, their evades that they get pretty early on. So yeah, Infinity Watch, you can confidently build them. They're still going to have a lot of value in Cosmic Crucible and War for a long time. Inhumans, unfortunately, are trash. They were one of my favorite teams back in the day, but they're pretty trashy right now. The Invaders were a important raid team, but now that we have the Spider Society, Invaders are pure trash. Nowhere is a good team. We have some plug and play value for Nova, but Nowhere is pretty much just a war team at this point, and they're a very, very good team to have. Korea is total trash. And if you could have a character, if you gotta have a class below total trash, now that you don't need those Kree minions to unlock Nick Fury, and now that Nick Fury is down in the trash level, well, Krees is total trash. Marauders, unfortunately, are total trash. The Masters of Evil and Kang. Kang still has a lot of plug and play value. I still use Kang in Arena, but the rest of the Masters of Evil, very, very important right now. Used a lot in Cosmic Crucible and still have a lot of value. Hybrid teams in war. The Mercs are pretty trashy, even with the Mercs for money on the horizon. Those characters will be good. The rest of the Mercs, especially the Minion, will be bad. Military Skill, it pains me to say that this is still a trash team. I wanted this team to be very good for so long. New Avengers are a very, very good team to have. They are beasts on war, offense or defense, but pretty much just war. They don't have a lot of value in other game modes, and that's why they are a good team to have. The New Warriors, they're also a good team to have. They have a lot more value in Crucible than War, but you still can use them in War. They did get some defensive bonuses in War, but they're still countered pretty easily unless you use some hybrid type teams in War defense. Out of Time is one of the most important teams in the game, not necessarily for the rest of the Out of Time, but because Black Knight is one of the best characters in the game, and because these guys are so good in War, Out of Time is a super important team. Pegasus is also a super important team. Kestrel does very good in multiple game modes, and Pegasus very good in Crucible, very good in War. They are countered pretty easily in both of those game modes, but yeah, you still have to waste a team to counter them. So they're important team. All right, a bunch of trash coming up. Power Armor, trash. Pimtech, trash. Ravagers, trash. Rebirth, Captain America, Captain Carter have some value, and yeah, if you don't have a Green Goblin Classic, you're going to need them for the unlock. You need both the New Avengers and the Rebirth. But yeah, outside of that, they're pretty much still trash because Captain America, Captain Carter are on Out of Time. Secret Avengers are pretty trashy right now. We haven't needed them in the raids for a long time. Secret Defenders are still in the arena meta. Black Cat, Miss Marvel Hardlight, Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes. I'm either using one or a couple of these characters. I either see this team on defense or I'm countering what I see on defense with at least one of these characters. So just because their value in arena and their value in other game modes, because their arena value that kind of extends the Crucible, extends the War, Secret Defenders are one of the best teams in the game, in my opinion. The Shadowland team is a trashy team that hopefully will get some reworks and become good one day, but they're still a trashy team right now. Shield is a trash team, unfortunately. The Sinister Six, the original Sinister Six, not the Superior Six, they are a very, very good team to have. We have a lot of value from Vulture. We have a lot of value from Rhino. Mysterio is a great character as well. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of value from Sinister Six. Now, when we go with the Superior Six, let's bring the Superior Six. They are one of the best teams in the game, in my opinion. We have the Doc Ock, Green Goblin Classic, Slayer is on that team, Kraven. and Lizard. Awesome characters. We have another team, the Spider Society, that is one of the best of the best. They're so annoying to deal with in Cosmic Crucible and in War, and obviously you need them for the raids, and if Kiln Tower ever comes back, you're gonna need them for 441 through 43. So yeah, one of the best teams in the game right now, Spider Society. Unfortunately, that wasn't a team that I invested in. Supernatural team, some of the characters did get moved onto the Dark Hunters, but Supernatural as a whole is pretty trashy. Same with the symbiotes, they are pretty trashy as well. Tangled Web did get a little bit of revitalization. Weaver and 2099 were always good, but now that Noir is also good and you could use them on the team, got a little bit of stat boost with the Spider Society. I would say now the Tangled Web, they got a bump up to super important from good to have. One of the only teams that had their value rise between last tier list and this tier list. Next on the list is the Uncanny X-Men. And while we did recently get a rework for Phoenix and Colossus, as a whole, this team is still trash. You can use some of these other characters like Phoenix, Colossus on other teams, but as a whole, the Uncanny is pretty trash. Underworld is still very good in War, but doesn't really have a lot of value outside of that. So I would say Underworld at this point is extremely niche. Undying is still very strong. Hela and the Zombie Iron Man, Zombie Juggernaut, super important team to have. They're very good in War. They're gonna give you value in Cosmic Crucible. That's pretty much it, but yeah, build them up if you take those game modes seriously. The Unlimited X-Men, they are a horseman team, so you need to build them if you don't have Apocalypse. After you build Apocalypse, Gambit, I would say he is on the Extreme X-Men. So as far as the Unlimited X-Men, you're only really getting value from Rogue. And at this point, I would say they're a good team to have, mainly because of the value that Rogue brings. All right, the Wakandans War Dogs, they are not used as much in War. I don't really see them at all in Cosmic Crucible. They still have value in War, but I think your resources are better spent on other teams. So if War Dogs, they are an extremely niche team at this point. The Wave 1 Avengers, most of these characters moved on to other teams. The only original member is Hawkeye, and that doesn't do enough to make this team not a trash team. Weapon X is still pretty good on War offense, War defense. They're extremely niche team at this point because Omega Red does have some plug and play value. The rest of the Weapon X, you're not really using them in other game modes at all. The Web Warriors are a trash team. Ghost Spider is moved on to the Spider Society right now. X-Force, some of them will be getting a rework, mainly Deadpool because of the merch for money, but X-Force as a whole is still going to be trash. Extreme X-Men, great in the raids, great in Crucible, great in War, and they are one of the best teams right now. And Young Avengers as a whole, they're not very good, but you still see some niche value for America Chavez in War, helping some speed. We have some niche value for Echo and Cosmic Crucible, negating some of the assists from the enemy team. So I'd say Young Avengers at this point are extremely niche. And now that every single team in Marvel Strike Force has been rated, let me know your thoughts on this list. Should any team be moved up or down on the tier list? Hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, leave the video a like. It is free for you. Tremendously helps out the channel. And if you want to check out what are the best characters to farm right now in Marvel Strike Force, check out the video up there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.